All right, it's time now for the game preview presented by Ticketmaster here with head coach Kevin Stefanski. Kevin, Week 17 hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers for your second matchup. What looks different about this week of preparation maybe compared to Week 6 when you first faced them?
A lot of new faces, and that's the nature of the NFL. But if you look at both teams, there's a lot of players that are in and out of the lineup for whatever the reason. Sometimes it's trade, sometimes it's injury, but there's a lot of new faces on both sides.
We'll start with their offense, your defense. Myles Garrett obviously one sack away from breaking that NFL record shared by one of their guys, TJ Watt. But how challenging is it for him maybe and the entire defense when they have their offensive line? Myles has yet to sack Aaron Rodgers in his career, and how quick they're able to get the ball out, that snap to pass being such a quick average.
Obviously, that's one of the things they do best is avoiding sacks. And like you mentioned, Aaron Rodgers is terrific at getting the ball out quickly. They have a lot of RPOs in the run game, so those translate to quick passes as well. So I think it's incumbent on our team, our defense, to just play our defense and play what's in front of us and play the scheme. And a lot of our success has come from just doing our job.
All right, well, no DK Metcalf as he serves the first of his 2-game suspension. So how do you expect them to maybe fill that void with guys like Kenneth Gainwell, Pat Freiermuth, and Adam Thielen, who's new to them?
I think you hit it right on the head. I think Gainwell's been a really useful guy for them in their pass game, somebody that the quarterback trusts. He can utilize them in a bunch of different areas. So I think the guys that they have a bunch of skills that they can rotate through. So like you mentioned, Thielen, Valdez-Scantling, the multiple tight ends, multiple running backs that can catch the ball. So I believe that they'll just rotate some of their roles, if you will.
You mentioned running backs. Jaylen Warren coming off a game where he had 143 rushing yards against the Lions. How do you try to slow him down as he comes here to Cleveland?
He's a great player. Having gone against him these years, he runs really, really hard. So it goes back to playing sound defense where you swarm to the football, you get 11 hats around the football, but he runs really hard. All
right, we'll go your offense, their defense. This is Shedeur Sanders' first game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So how are you gearing him up for a defense that has so many different explosive pieces like Cam Hayward, Alex Highsmith, and maybe TJ Watt if he's back there?
It's a terrific defense. They're taking the ball away at a good clip. They're sacking the quarterback at a good clip. So it's a disruptive defense in the style in which they play. So it's our job as coaches to put together a game plan where we can let these guys play fast, let Shedeur understand the concepts that are going up against their defense, which they rotate their coverages. They play multiple fronts. So it does present challenges for a young quarterback, but he's excited about the opportunity.
Obviously, the tough loss of Quinshon Judkins' injury. One, how is he doing this week after having that surgery? And two, how are you maybe revamping that running backs room as you gear up for this matchup and your last one?
Yeah, Q's doing well. He's going to attack this rehab like we all know he will, and he'll be back very quickly. He's one of those guys that you know what he's made of, and I know how quickly he'll bounce back. And then we trust the guys that are in there. Dylan Sampson looks like he'll maybe make it back for this game, which gives us another young player that we trust back there. But we feel good about the guys that we have.
All right, some injuries popping up late in the week for you guys, Harold Fannin Jr. and Dylan Gabriel. So what does this weekend look like as you gear up to see which guys can go and which guys might have to be sidelined?
That sometimes happens late in the week. We always talk about injuries are a part of this game, not our favorite part of this game, but we'll see how those guys do throughout the weekend and get to Sunday and see how the injuries are responding. But there is uncertainty. That's our job, again, to get multiple guys ready.
All right, special teams. We talk about them every week. Couple of Pro Bowl guys on both sides. Ben Skoranek for them. Grant Delpit, Pro Bowl alternate for you guys. What does this matchup look like in terms of the coverage, the returning, and obviously trying to score some points in that special teams unit?
They're an extremely physical special teams group. They're big. They have size at really all their positions. So the ability for us to be great in our kickoff return game. Their kickoff unit is as good as any in the league. So our kickoff return unit to matching their physicality and getting the ball downhill. And then, like you mentioned, just scoring points. The conditions, when it's December, they're always a factor. So whether it's the wind, whether it's the rain, just working through those conditions will be important.
I think you were asked about it, but on the off chance, if the Ravens lose, the Steelers obviously clinch a playoff berth. So does that change your game plan at all, knowing that there is the opportunity for them to maybe rest starters if that happens, or is it the same across the board?
It's the same across the board. We're going against their players, their scheme. Those are their type of decisions that really don't factor to how we play the game.
All right, well, good luck on Sunday. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks, Cam.